Hey everyone, and welcome to the RDG Sports Channel with your boy RDG in the building. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button. Thank you to the people that recently subscribed to my channel. Nothing without you guys. I am very grateful. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Please help me make that happen by hitting the like, share, subscribe button. Thank you guys. Let's get right into it, man. I know everybody's excited about adampeters. I know I am. We finally got a solid GM in place. Nothing against Martin Mayhew or Marty Herney, but I just think that we got a real official guy that's in the building right now, and in Adam Peters. And we haven't had a guy like that since Charlie Casserly. So everybody should give a round of applause to Mr. Adam Peters and feel good about the coming future. He had a lot to say in that interview. He shied away from some stuff, which is expected. You don't want to reveal your hand, give away your whole entire plan in one interview, one press conference. Some of the things that he said, especially when they asked him about what do you think about the roster that's currently here, and the guy took a moment of silence real quick, and then he answered the question in a political fashion the way he's supposed to. Let's be honest here. We don't have a whole lot of players on our team that anybody can just. Now, before I answer that, before the season started, everyone was just raving about all the talent that we had on the team. It could be one or two things: either we didn't have that much talent, or it was just not good coaching. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a combination of both. But it remains to be seen. And he did say that, it's not going to be a long rebuild. You know what I'm saying? It could be a quick situation here. And I believe that with great coaching, you can get the best out of players. Put a scheme in place that utilize the strengths of the players that you have on your team. So I'm a believer in that right there. I believe in that guy. He said a lot of good things. I mean, he, was talking about building through the draft, which all the good teams do. You look at the Ravens, you look at Pittsburgh, you look at New England other pass, Philadelphia Eagles, teams like that always find themselves in the mix every single year. Sometimes the Eagles may have a down season, but they bounce right back. Because they draft well. It's one thing, everybody draft. All the 32 teams in the league draft, but who drafts the best? Who has the best scouting department? You know what I'm saying? Who has the best player development staff on their team? Everything kind of like coming to fold. And then the coach, whoever the head coach is, what type of players is he looking for? What type of team is he trying to have? What type of team that the GM want to structure along with the head coach decision. What do you want to lay your head on? What's the identity of this team? I think the identity of this team should be run heavy, play action, like we did when we had the Hawks. You build the offensive line, you get a nice solid quarterback that can do the play action, read option with a heavy dose of the running game, just like Philadelphia. That right there is a proven way to win in the NFL. You play action, you do some read option, you get a nice quarterback that got a nice deep ball, you get some fast wide receivers, but you also get some possession wide receivers, also some big guys, that can play wide receiver. You got to have a stud at the tight end position. You got to have big offensive linemen that's agile, that can move guys out the way, move guys in 4th and 1 situations. Everybody in the building know you about to run it. You run it right up the middle, and nothing that the defense can do. They at your mercy. That's the type of offense that we need to get back to. You know what I mean? Play action, set up the long ball, and the possession game. A la Art Monk. When we used to play the possession game with Art Monk, and when we take shots, we always take shots with Ricky Sanders and Gary Clark. We need to go back to that. With a nice jumbo offensive line, big guys, go back to that, leaning on guys. You know what I mean? That's the Redskin tradition. We got to have an identity as a team. What type of brand of football we want to play. You know what I mean? What can we lay our head on? Pittsburgh got a style of play. Baltimore, they led by their defense. as always, for the last 15 years, they've been led by their defense. They got a guy like Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's true. But that team traditionally has been led by their defense. Pittsburgh, another team, led by their defense and a hard-nosed running game. You know, the 49ers, you know, they got a solid QB, a good, solid QB. They got a tough running game, a great offensive line, and they got a great defense. You see what I'm saying? We don't have an identity as a team. What's going to be our identity? And I think this guy right here, Adampeters, is going to establish an identity for us. You know what I mean? Back to the old school. And he did say something about back to the Redskin way. You know, so that's the Redskin way right there. That's the when we had our dominant teams of the 80s. That's what we was doing. That was the brand of football that we was playing. We gotta go back to our roots, our foundation. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about Adampeters, you know what I mean, and what he's going to bring. This guy led the draft room when he was with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan did like the first 3, and he did like rounds 4 through 7 or whatever the case may be. And they draft pretty good, you know what I mean? I did my research on him a little bit more, and I just like what he said in the press conference. You know, he's very upbeat. He's very ecstatic about being here. He's happy about being here. You know, he could have had more interviews, but he said, you know, he didn't nothing against those other teams, but he liked this job. He said the draft picks was enticing. You know, the cap space was enticing, and the area, you know, the fans, the city, stuff like that. The DMV. Him and his wife talked about it, and she agreed this was the place for him. This was a dream job for him. He has a lot more control, a lot more say. This is a fresh start. They got the number 2 overall pick. This is everything brand new that you can ask for. It's the perfect situation for a guy that's branching off and want to do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? He's proven in every way that he went at that he's a winner. Just like Josh Harris stated in the press conference. You know, Josh Harris is the type of owner that he does his due diligence. He's a heavy analytic guy. You know what I'm saying? He hired an analytical guy. You know what I'm saying? So I trust in Josh Harris, what he's doing. He's putting the right people in place. He's not one of them type of owners that has an ego. He's putting the right people in place to push the buttons. And that's what he's doing with Philadelphia. He want to be the guy that just come and write the checks, oversee a little bit, trusting in the people that he have, and let them run the show, which your owner should do. You don't want to be too handsy unless you have to be at times. You know, if they're not doing an effective job, if they're incompetent, then you, as an owner, you got to make a decision. But you're giving this guy a fresh start, 5-year deal to see what he can do. You know, if he come out the first 3 years, and we got draft picks, we developing stars on our team. What more can you say? You got to get a guy an extension. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing what he got to offer within the next 5 years. And I'm going to touch on something real quick because I'm about to end this video, but I'm going to touch on something. Ron Rivera. I know I've been hard on Ron Rivera. Yes, I have. I'm one of the biggest ones that was hard on him all year long. But I can say this. He did not leave us in a messed up situation. That's one thing I can say about Ron Rivera. He left us with one first round pick was a high pick, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks. So we're sitting pretty with an abundance of cap space. We're sitting very pretty right now. So that's one thing I can say about Ron Rivera. You know, he's a lot of things, but he's a great man. You know, a great person. He did his best here. He made not so great decisions. He could have made some better decisions, but he didn't. And that's why he's out of here. But I'm not going to crucify the man because he did left us in a good situation. So I tip my hat off to Ron Rivera and everyone out there, to all the fans. You should too. Because Ron Rivera, he did his best with what he can do. The decision making wasn't always the best, but he tried. He didn't get the job done, and we moved on. Thank you, Ron Rivera, for all your services and all what you've done, especially during the COVID, and you getting over the hump of your cancer. I'm speaking on behalf of the fans. We thank you, sir, and thank you for leaving us in a great situation. I wish you well on all your future endeavors, and thank you, sir. I just wanted to touch on that with Ron Rivera, because Ron Rivera, he put us in a good situation. He left us in a good situation. He put us in a good situation by default. But all in all, he did still leave us in a good situation. And we got him to thank for it. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I appreciate you guys for watching my video. Tune in again on the next episode of RD Sports Channel. Peace.